Hi, I'm Veronica. I'm going to share my story just like Andrew did. I don't really have a specific moment in my life when I decided that following Jesus Christ was the one and true way, but rather I had a series of events that led me to where I am today. I knew about God my whole life since I was raised in a Christian home, and I'm a lifer at Plumstead. I mean, every Sunday I go to my dad's church, and then right after I go to my mom's church, so it's safe to say I know about the gospel. My relationship with God is very much like a roller coaster. I remember in elementary school always wanting to please God and my parents. It wasn't really until middle school that my perspective on God really changed. It wasn't like one day I woke up and in that moment decided that I didn't want to follow God. It's just I allowed myself to get lukewarm in my faith. My main focus became fitting in, and I became the ultimate teeny bopper fangirling over Justin Bieber. During my middle school years, I did have peaks in my relationship with God where I would be put into situations where I needed to defend my faith. But looking back, I realized that God wasn't totally my top priority, but I was more focused on where I stood with everyone else. My junior year of high school is when it got hard. From the outside view, it seemed like I had the ideal Christian look. I went to a Christian school, youth group, had Christian friends, and I did volunteer work. But on the inside, I was really different. During this time, my friend's mom was diagnosed again with cancer for I think maybe the third or fourth time. There were times we thought it went away, but it never did. She ended up passing away that year. While this was happening, my sister was also admitted to the hospital for her depression, and through that time, I witnessed and learned so many sides to depression that I never knew existed. And so out of that pile of what was going on, my Willow passed away from cancer as well. I had felt completely helpless during this time as I watched people around me suffer and knew that I could not take the pain away. The people who I went to advice for during this time questioned my faith and asked me, how could God allow suffering? And honestly, I had no idea. I began to allow myself to doubt God and believe that He didn't care about me or anyone else. My friends would tell me their ways of finding happiness, and I knew what they were doing was dumb. And I knew that God was real, but I was mad at Him. I was mad at God for allowing all this to happen to everyone I loved and not letting me be able to help them. So I decided I was going to get back at God, and I didn't want to remain the cookie-cutter image of a Christian daughter anymore. Kind of